Hi, my name's Claire and I make videos on becoming a new mum. And this video is about my Samuel's first month update. In this first month he has changed so much, I can't believe it. I did not realise before I had a baby how much they actually change and how quick it happens. From this tiny little sleepy, not very alert baby, really precious baby, into reactive little human being. So I just wanted to go through a few things that I've noticed about his progress this month. So as I said, the first few weeks, the first 2 weeks or so, he was really sleepy. I had to wake him up to feed during the night, which was crazy. I just assumed that they would be hungry all the time, and I'm exclusively breastfeeding just now. I'll go into that in a wee bit more detail in a second, but we're going from this little sleepy baby, and now he is reacting to noises when you come in the room. His eyes are much wider open. He can follow you. If he hears you, he'll follow your eyes round. We've got one of these wee mobiles above his crib that spins round, and he can sit and stare at that. It's it's amazing to see just that progress in 4 short weeks. So that's the biggest thing I've noticed, how much his little personality has changed in that 4 weeks. And I guess that's why people always say to you, cherish these moments when they're young, because they change so quickly. So that one is a huge one for me. Just talking about breastfeeding, obviously fed is best in my opinion. I just wanted to try breastfeeding. If it worked, I would stick to it. If it didn't work, we would use formula. It wasn't an issue. So at the beginning, I breastfed. We managed to get the latch on. It was going well. I got out of the hospital having that latch. Obviously my milk hadn't came in yet in the hospital, and I got home, and it took a few days for it to properly come in. And in that time, Samuel was weighed by the midwife that came out, and so in Scotland, in the NHS anyway, if your baby has lost over 10% of their initial birth weight, then they put you on a feeding plan. So when they weighed Samuel, he had lost 9.8% of his initial birth weight. So they didn't technically have to put us on a feeding plan, but she did put us in a kind of unofficial one. So that was, I had to wake him up and feed every 3 hours, and then pump after every feed, and also top up. I think at the beginning it was top up with 30 ml of formula. I think it was 3 times a day. The whole first few weeks is a blur. So, but we had to top up with formula as well as my breast milk until it properly came in. So as it started coming in, he took less and less of the formula, because you always offer the breast first, which is what I did, and then give him his formula afterwards. And it soon got to the point that he wasn't having his formula anymore. He wasn't finishing it. He didn't need it because I was giving him enough. Although that being said, my nipples have been extremely painful, so what I've done occasionally is give him a formula feed when I'm just in too much pain or too much discomfort, or he's been on for hours and hours, because I'm just feeding on demand whenever he wants. So we're not in a routine with that yet, his feeding, because I'm still just, I could be sitting for an hour at a time, every few hours, just sitting there for another hour feeding. So until we get into a better schedule with that, I guess I'm not really going to talk about how my journey's been and how I've perfected it because it's definitely not happened for me yet. It's still uncomfortable sometimes, and we're still trying to make sure that I'm feeding him enough. He is still gaining weight, and I have an appointment today with the health visitor, and I'll find out if he's gained even more weight, which fingers crossed he has. The next thing that was noticed about Samuel when he was born initially is that he's got a tongue tie. Now, I didn't really know what a tongue tie was before having Samuel, but it's where your tongue at the bottom, that bit is too far forward, so you can't really stick out your tongue like you know, normally. So he will struggle with that. Now that could cause an issue with breastfeeding, and I wasn't sure if it was causing an issue with latching or staying attached, but that seems to be getting better now. So what they can do is they can put you through a procedure where they just snip it. Now that sounds horrendous, but apparently when they're this young they don't have any set nerve endings or sense in there, so it doesn't hurt at all. I mean, it's going to be uncomfortable, somebody holding your mouth open and putting your tongue out the way, but the actual procedure isn't painful up until, I think they'll do it up until 3 months, they'll do it on a baby, but after that they will then give them an anaesthetic. So that's still an option if I'm struggling with breastfeeding going forward, but at the moment I'm just going to persevere and see if we can get into a routine ourselves. But that is, yeah, that's a little, it's not going to affect, going forward, it's not going to affect his speech, it's not going to affect anything. She said the only things it can really affect is him eating ice lollies. So I said, well, that's fine, I'm sure he'll find a way. The next thing that we've noticed in these first 4 weeks is that he loves baths. He hates being naked initially and after a bath, but as soon as you plonk him in the bathtub, he settles right down and he just kind of stares at you with big eyes, and he loves the water. Just getting, we get a sponge, a baby sponge, and soak it in water and just kind of drip it over him, and he absolutely loves it. It is adorable to watch. He'll just sit there really peacefully, you know, lying in the water, just kind of looking up and really, really enjoying it. So I'm hoping as he gets older, and with COVID, I'm hoping is that with that situation hopefully getting better, swimming pools will open again, because I think by the looks of how he reacts in a bath, I think he'll absolutely love the swimming. So as soon as we can, as soon as we're able to, we're going to take him to the local swimming baths and see how he feels there. Yeah, I cannot wait for that. It will be extremely exciting. The last update I've got is his smile. So in the last 4 weeks, his smile has come along so much. He is super, super reactive. You know, I mean, not all the time, but you know, if you catch him in a really calm moment and you talk to him, and his wee smile lights up, and it's just adorable. And we've not managed to capture a picture of it yet because it's so random, but it's getting more and more, so we'll definitely manage to get one going forward. But I just love seeing that progress, and it's just amazing because he does tend to cry quite often, especially in the evening. He goes through this kind of cluster feed time where he just wants to be on the boob all the time, and he cries if he's not, so it's really demanding and tiring. And see, when you get little hints of personality and smile, it just makes it totally all worth it, and it's so yeah, it's so amazing to see. So if I do have a picture, I will insert one here of him actually smiling. So that's Samuel's 4-week update. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to do one of these kind of every 4 weeks, I think. Or, you know, if there's more progress before that, then I'll do them more often, because I think it'd be nice to document so that I can have these memories going forward, and also for Sam to look back on later on in life. I think it'll be fun to document it for him. So yeah, let me know if you enjoyed that, and I will keep posting his progress. If you have any questions, please let me know, and I'll speak to you in my next video. Bye!